Okay, welcome to Relationships and Consequences Part 2. The next two stories are from a viewer named Alex. She sent them to me and I accidentally deleted the first one, and thankfully that was the short one, but I can just sum it up. She basically said that let's just say Teresa and Dave liked each other, and they were engaged to each other. But Teresa wanted to get married in a church. But Dave wanted to get married outside of a church, like in the garden or whatever. But they were really set on what they wanted, like what they wanted to do. And they got in a big fight about it and ended up calling off the marriage. A few years later, they met each other again, and they started going out again. And Bill said to her, I think it was Bill, I don't know, Dave, I don't know. He said that he wanted to try again, but she said that she was hurt so bad that she couldn't do it. And this was a response to how you should have the same religion or something like that, or have the same views, and it can end up blowing in your face. This can also apply to, like, she wanted to get married in a Baptist church, but he wanted to get married in a Lutheran church, and they had a big fight about it. It's the same thing. And then they ended up missing their chance to get married. There's two things. One, if your other significant other is not understanding about how much you want to get married in your church, then they shouldn't be with you. Because your significant other has to understand you love your church and you love them. So it's hard to choose between one or the other. Like, obviously, people don't want to just throw away their religion, oh, okay, well, we could just get married in a Baptist church. So you have to be understanding if someone else feels that way. But you also have to understand that no one's just going to be on a whim like, oh, yep, that's fine, okay. And it is sad how people can miss their chance. This is all about choices and consequences, like the video caption says. Alright, here's the next story. Okay, here's another one. Let's say Alicia has the hugest crush on this guy she dated last year, Travis. They had a horrible breakup and didn't talk for 3 months. So then one day Travis talked to Alicia. He said that they could be friends. So they did until the end of the school year. But at the end of the school year, Travis told Alicia he liked her, but Alicia didn't want him anymore. So next year, they see each other. It's been 3 months. They just went up and hugged each other just out of no reason. So Alicia tells Travis she loves him and misses him so much. But she finds out Travis is going out with another girl named Miranda, and he says that he loves her. And he left Alicia devastated. So now Travis calls Alicia saying all this stuff about how he loves her, and he didn't mean what he said. So that night, Alicia snuck out and went to Travis's house, because she thought that he loved her like he said. So a few weeks later, she goes to Travis telling him that she's pregnant with his baby. But Travis just walks away and tells Miranda that he loves her, and Alicia is very angry. So she just wants to kill her baby, but she doesn't know if she should do it. But Travis calls her every night saying he's going to take care of the baby with her. But at school he's always all over Miranda, kissing her and putting his arm around her. So Alicia goes to the doctor to find out that she's having twins. So now she's very happy about having them because she thinks that Travis could raise one and she could raise the other. So then she runs and tells Travis that she's having twins right in front of Miranda. And Miranda's very angry and wonders why she's telling her boyfriend all this. So Alicia tells Miranda that Travis got her pregnant, and Miranda pushes Alicia against the locker, which breaks her back. So now Alicia is passed out on the floor, and Miranda just walks away laughing. So Travis is now deciding whether to go after Miranda or stay with Alicia. He's so confused about everything, because he was going to propose to Miranda, but he doesn't want to be the guy who left his child, but he also doesn't want to be the guy who has a child. He doesn't know. But he ends up getting Alyssa in a car and runs her to the hospital just in time. Turns out Miranda killed one of the children, which just tore Travis apart. So they got the other baby out of Alicia, with her passed out and gave it to Travis. Unfortunately, after this ordeal, they pronounced Alicia dead. It was too late, but now Travis feels hurt. He got the love of his life killed by a girl he really didn't love. And that now he has a child when he could have had a family, a wife, 2 children, and love for each other. He puts the ring on Alicia's finger and kisses her, and rubs her cheek. He thinks about how their wedding would have been, seeing Alicia's beautiful face. He names the baby, which is a boy, Aiden, and takes care of Aiden as much as he possibly can. Every day he visits Alicia's grave, and he regrets everything. He wishes he could be with Alicia, but in the end he found out who he really loved, which was Alicia. But he continued to love their son, and which they made together, and Aiden looks just like Alicia. So every time he looks at his son, he loves her even more. All I can say is rest in peace, Alicia. This story I wrote on the top of my mind at 12:41 a.m. October 31st. It's not a problem or a solution, it's life and how you live it. Thank you, Alex, for submitting these 2 notes. And she also wrote this. She writes these stories whenever she feels, on a certain day, whenever she's happy, sad, angry, she writes about how she feels. And they're about life lessons. She wants others to know that one choice can change your life. It can ruin it or make it better. It's either left or right, up or down. There's always a consequence, for better or worse. And there is always a consequence. Unfortunately, like in the other note, either you don't have the courage to do something, or you can't make up your mind about something. He couldn't make up his mind about, oh, should I be with Alicia? Should I be with Miranda? Should I have the child? Should I leave the child? What should I do? And he chose too late, and one of the children died, and Alicia died, and he was left with a baby. He was left with one child when he could have been left with a wife and 2 children and love for each other and their family. But no, unfortunately, he chose too late what he wanted to do, and because of that, 2 people died. And it's very sad how consequences can play out in our lives. They can be minor consequences, like, oh, well, I'm going to eat celery sticks instead of eating that candy bar. And because of that, you don't gain 0.5 pounds. Or they can be huge decisions, and like this one, if he had chosen earlier, 2 people wouldn't have been dead. You know, so consequences. And there can be good consequences, just like I said with the celery and everything. Instead of eating a chocolate bar, you eat the celery. That's your choice, and the consequence is good, because you didn't gain 0.5 pounds. Oftentimes, though, it's either good or bad. Oftentimes it's bad, or a little bit of both. Usually leaning towards the bad side. It's very difficult. See, here's the thing. See, I would have done the same thing as Travis, kind of. Like, as far as the decision goes. I don't like making rash decisions. I like weighing my options and seeing what I want to do. And this would have happened to me. I would have been too late. Because, you know, because I would have waited and tried to get the best of everything and figure out what it was I needed to do. So it's bad either way. You don't want to make rash decisions, but you don't want to wait a long time to do things. It's just a trap. And life is a lot about luck. You gotta get lucky with life. A lot of the consequences are going to be bad, sometimes worse than others. Sometimes you miss the love of your life, sometimes the love of your life dies, and you're left with your child that you had with her. It's very sad. So just think about, you want to give things time, but you don't want to wait too long. You don't want to miss your chance. You know? So just keep that on your mind. Thank you, Alex, for these wonderful notes and these thoughts that are just running through my head. My dancing and singing video will be up later this week, and I hope you enjoyed these stories. See you guys.